I think just getting a chance to play 4 games over the last week, really 8 games over the first 3 weeks. So a lot of basketball. Definitely something to learn from each and every one of those games. We've lost 4 games, and 3 of those we've been ahead, and I think I think 3 of those we've been ahead by double figures at some point in time. So just learning how to execute and getting guys in different situations. There's really no substitute for experience. And at times in that game, especially with Sam and Trevor and David being hurt, there's a lot of times where we have 3 or 4 sophomores and a freshman out there and maybe 1 junior. So I think we had 9 guys really playing substantially more minutes for us or playing for us for the first time. So we need to play those games and get them out there and learn from those things, whether it's good things or bad things. So I just think it's trying to find ways to mature guys quickly and get experience. It's just so valuable, and there's no timetable on it for when that's going to happen. When you make microwave popcorn, what does it usually says, like cook for 2 minutes and 30 seconds? It's pretty specific on the box there, and then you put the bag in there, and after 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I know when I make it, then half of it's burnt. So then the next time I put it in there for 2 minutes and like 20 seconds, and then half of it didn't pop. And there's specific directions on there that say it's supposed to be 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, there is no specific direction for when your freshmen and sophomores are supposed to figure it out. So if I can't make microwave popcorn, I'm having a really hard time figuring out when those guys are going to figure out when they're going to be ready to win at a high level. So, but it's fun every day, and it's exciting every day. Sometimes you have burnt popcorn, and sometimes you have a bunch of kernels in there. Hopefully we figure out a way to get that perfect bag of popcorn here sometime in the next week or so. If you guys have any advice for that, I'd sure take it.
Sure. How much of a focus is it to not allow a high shooting percentage like you saw in the Missouri Southern State? Hopefully the defense can have a little less burnt popcorn.
I think we've been getting better on the defensive side of the basketball. I think we've played better and held teams to better percentages. Certainly you win with defense. And 3 of the games we've lost have been on true road games, and you don't win on the road without guarding well. That can get you that. Defensive stops can make offense a little bit easier because you're not going against their set defense as well after a rebound or a steal. So, but we just have a lot of ways to grow in every area. The offensive side, the defensive side, the execution side down the stretch, we're really good at times from day to day, just same way we've been for the last, since practice started about a month ago. Some days we look really good, some days we don't. And we're just trying to get more consistency on both sides of the basketball floor, and from individuals as well, because I think sometimes certain guys will guard well, and other times they'll have breakdowns, or you'll have 4 guys really guarding well and 1 guy out of position that'll lead to an easy shot, or 4 guys executing, 1 guy not. So just put it all together. It's a daily process with those guys. But the best thing about them is that they understand that they can play better, and they understand how to learn from both the good things we're doing and the bad things. And there's no substitute for that experience and getting out there and seeing yourself do things right or seeing yourself do things wrong, and then breaking it down on film and learning. And we just got to keep teaching, and the guys got to stay hungry to get better, because we still have, one of the first times I talked to you guys, I just said our room for growth is so huge, and we've only scratched the surface of how good we can be. It's really exciting when we see some of those steps forward, but you can't speed up that process. It's a slow cooker sometimes, putting a team together and growing, and we're still fighting that a little bit.
Any surprises right now, or any players stepping forward that you weren't?
Yeah, the one of the best things that's happened with so many guys being injured in our front court, we've had to play everybody pretty much. So with David and Trevor and Sam being out, we've tried some different guys out there, and Liam has given us some minutes, especially in that trip. He's got it out there for the first time really in his career for us and done some good things. And Eduardo's been out there a little bit, as well due to injuries, and Alex Kukovic is headed to play because of some of those injuries as well. So those guys just getting out there, and one thing's for sure, they all play hard, and they're learning on the fly a little bit due to some of that stuff. But so it's been good for those guys, and hopefully that'll pay off down the stretch. It'll be really nice. It sounds like we'll get a few of those guys back this week, and it'll be nice to get hopefully most of our team back, with the exception of Sam's going to be out for the year with his knee injury. But hopefully we'll get those other guys back and be a little bit more in position. We have guards. We've had to play all over the map because you have all three of those guys hurt pretty much at the same position as well. It's been made it a little difficult for guys having to play spots that they don't normally play, and do things we haven't had a lot of reps at, especially being new guys and then playing out of position. So really proud of those guys' effort on that, and what they've been able to do, kind of in a being dealt a tough hand. But it'll be really nice to get Trevor as a junior and David as a senior back on the court hopefully this week.
What do you attribute Dorian's production to? It seems like he's doing a little bit of everything for you guys.
Yeah, Dorian, Dorian, Max, Cody Dwyer, those guys all they're good players. They just were behind some other really good players last year, so they're all playing super increased roles. And all of those guys have had their moments of really looking good and really making plays, and they've also all had their moments of looking still like it's their first time being out there for 25 to 35 minutes on any given night. So, but they learn, and Dorian plays hard, and Max plays hard, and Cody Dwyer plays hard. So I just think just having the opportunity to be out there more than in the past, and you've got to get out there to learn. I can't stress how important that is, and they got a chance to be out there so much more than they have than they did last season. So hopefully they keep taking advantage of that.
How about this week? You got Valley, and then you got, of course, conference.
Yep. Yeah, really nice to be home this week and start playing some more home games. We've been on the road a lot here early. Just had those 2 home games a couple weeks ago, so it'll be nice to be back, get on the practice floor this week and see some improvement, and just be at home against Valley on Tuesday, be down at Bismarck on Saturday. Just really excited to get conference started. There's going to be a lot of good teams in our league, as there is every year, and a lot of chances for us to improve. So starting tomorrow night, we need to be ready to go and ready to defend our home court.
Maybe not necessarily during the game, but as you reflect back, was it good to play Missouri Southern then, and knowing how good they were and what kind of players they had, because you guys are definitely going to see that down the road. Yeah,
no, team that's been ranked in the top 25, team that has a really strong program, been in the NCAA tournament, will be in the NCAA tournament again this year, more than likely. A lot of really talented players. That was a really good. It's a really good test to see where you're at. We did some things in that game on a quick turnaround, played the day before that, and then lost another player to injury, so we had to change a few things. I really liked the way our guys responded to that game plan and executed that game plan against a very solid basketball team. But it's good to play those good teams because it really, really exposes what you have to do better. And when you have a breakdown, it leads to a basket in a hurry or a turnover in a hurry. So, just playing good teams can help you raise your game, hopefully that day, but also moving forward. And it was a film that we've been able to break down and been able to learn a lot from. And, just a team that's, like I said, one of the better teams in our region and similar to some of the best teams in our league. So definitely a good learning experience. I thought there was some things we did really well, but anytime you lose, there's things that you've got to do better as well. So good room to grow and some good learning experiences there.